Hey everyone. Okay, today we're going to have a little talk and demonstration real quick on a couple of TTP related things when it comes to training, combat load, Minuteman operational stuff, things like that. Really the point of this video is to talk about how you have your magazines staged and set in your mag pouches on your whether it's a chest rig, whether it's an LBE, notwithstanding outward orientation for like 3-stack wide magazines and LBEs, plate carriers, things like that. So this is a TTP from the military, and it evolved over time. But for efficiency, ergonomics, and expedience or speed of reloading, normally you want to orient your magazines bullet tip facing left if you're a right-handed shooter. If you're a left-handed shooter, bullet tips facing right when the magazines are loaded. So I've got mine because I'm a right-handed shooter primarily, so bullet tips facing left. If I'm not using a dump pouch or don't have a dump pouch on, because with chest rigs you normally don't have a dump pouch, you might have one on your belt, nuanced thing, whatever. If you're putting an empty magazine back into your pouch, that's when you orient it the opposite direction of the loaded indication. So that's one point, is identification of loaded and empty magazines. Okay, that's part of it. The other is expedience of reloading. Okay, give it a tug, it's in, seated. Empty magazine, weapon is clear. When you have it oriented the opposite direction, okay, I see a lot of people, and again, you can run it either way really, but if you want to be more efficient, have a little bit faster reload, and use that identifier of orientation, run it how you like, but when you do it this way, you're coming up and around, you're doing a twist and a flip and inserting, okay? When you do it the other way, you have no flip or twist to it. You're just pulling and inserting in your workspace. Okay, make sure your weapon's in your workspace when you're reloading. Okay. So again, the opposite orientation. So if you have it set up bullet tip facing right, and you're a right-handed shooter, you're coming in, indexing with your finger normally underneath like this. Again, Ranger pull tabs are useful for either direction of orientation. But you're coming out like this, kind of doing a flip and a turn to seat the magazine. Whereas, for efficiency and a little bit faster reload, you come in and you go that way. Okay? Bullet orientation left for a right-handed shooter, using your left hand to reload. Okay? So again, with orientation, so you're coming in and you're in. It's just that little bit faster. And especially in a high-stress situation where you do have a lack of gross motor skill, it does diminish, that helps quite a bit. Because when you have it oriented the other way, and this happened a lot in the early GWOT because we weren't orienting our magazines. Again, this is a learned process. This is something that we learned along the way. When you're coming out and flipping like this, a lot of the time guys are having struggles getting that mag inserted and seated, which eats up time, rounds are flying, that kind of stuff. So, orienting it the other way, expedient. Okay, it's just faster. It's just faster. Ergonomics, it's an ergonomics thing, as much as it is for the indicator like I talked about before. And you can reload faster. So again, run your mags how you want, I'm not telling you to do it this way, but you will be more efficient, you will waste less movement and time, which fractions of milliseconds, fractions of seconds matter when it comes to an actual fight, which you should be trying to avoid, but if it comes down to it, being that little bit quicker is going to help in the long run, okay? So again, just up, and you're in, okay? So that's just one of those nuanced things. I see people orienting their magazines the other direction a lot of the time. And again, when it coming from military and contracting doctrine, we orient them for right-handed shooter, left-hand primary reloading. We're going to orient the magazine's bullet tip facing left. Okay, so the banana curve, the inside curve is this way for faster reloading. You can run it the other way too. I'm not telling you that you can't. I'm just explaining to you some of the TTPs and doctrine that have evolved over time to make us more efficient and a little bit faster on our reloads. A lot of that development, you know, it trickles down from raid teams, you know, tier 1 guys, rangers and all that, down to the infantry guys. And with contracting, you know, a lot of guys coming in, sharing TTPs, learned experience and things like that, okay? So that's where a lot of that is coming from. So take that into consideration because it is useful and it does matter. You know, fractions of a second count when you're in that life or death situation, okay? That's really the thing for today. So again, just to rehash, the key 2 points. Bullet tip facing left orientation to signify that magazines are loaded. And then if you're reinserting into pouches, not using a dump pouch or whatever with empty magazines, then you orient them the other way. It's just one of those things. It's a developed and learned nuance that's come over time with things, and it matters. So just something to think about. Again, run them how you want, but that's something you can take into consideration. Okay, so that's it for this one. It's just a fairly quick video, but it's just something I wanted to discuss with people because of what I'm seeing with people and how they're doing reloads and things like that. You know, this is a community for growth, for self-improvement, for sharing the craft with each other and things like that. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, okay? So that's where we're at with that. So just a little nuanced thing that I wanted to put out there. I think I had done a video about this a while back, but that video was removed a long time ago. So I'm just redoing it, a little bit better quality and fashion, and just kind of explaining things. So again, bullet orientation for magazines facing left for right-handed shooters and reloading. Left-handed shooters, you orient the other way, and then you flip that orientation with empty magazines if you're reinserting them into pouches. Again, one more time. It's just fast. It's a lot faster. Again, you know, microseconds. We're talking microseconds, but that speed matters. You know, where you're coming out this way and trying to orient, you have a little bit more natural orientation coming out this way and in, instead of coming out trying to flip it around and do that. Okay, so it's just a little bit faster, just a little bit faster. Okay, just a little bit. But again, it doesn't matter. Run it how you like. It's just a nuance to talk about. You know, different schools of training, different realms of experience that everyone's bringing to the table. So just something to think about, okay? Thanks for tuning in. Metal up. Out.